Partly cloudy with a low around 54. A slight chance of rain showers before 7 a.m. on Friday. Mostly cloudy with a high near 73. Currently, it is 57 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome into another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. I am your host, Derrick Geyer. And yes, I am back in the studio live here on these very airwaves. And before we get going, I just wanted to say thank you to Taylor Prestosky of the Hampshire Whippers and the president of the Hampshire Athletic Boosters Club over there at this high school in Hampshire yesterday. That was where I was at. I had to pre-record a show. Hopefully everyone liked it. I know I got a little heated at the end with the Chicago Cubs and all that fun stuff. I will most likely be getting into some talk about the Chicago Cubs and the postseason press conference that was held earlier today by the Chicago Blackhawks. Oh my God, I'm looking at the Chicago Blackhawks right now up on the screen in front of me. I'm talking the Chicago Cubs, but it's already 2 minutes in, and I've already had a flub. So, yay me. Well, happy hump day. Happy hump day to everyone out there in the Fox River Valley, Elgin, and Chicagoland and beyond. And if you want to get on these phone lines. I don't have a guest, so it's just going to be me for the 2 hours, unless you want to join the show, and in which case you could call up at 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. We talk sports here under the big top. We don't handle, any of the political stuff, although I may get into some political adjacent stuff, but that's going to be in a couple minutes, and you'll see what I mean by that. And if you want to get on the text line at 505-926-1410, please do. That's 505-926-1410. And as always, you could see my tired, grumpy-looking face here on youtube.com at WRMN Radio, or tune in on WRMN app, the TuneIn app, or the smart speaker, or just listen live at WRMN1410.com. Yeah, baby. Okay, so the Chicago Blackhawks are going to be leading this off, which is why I kind of flubbed that in the beginning. Chicago Blackhawks are going to be taking on the St. Louis Sucks Blues. And so Chicago Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno will be taking a brief leave of absence due to a health situation, according to the team. This is being reported by WGNTV.com. This is where I'm getting the story from. And in a statement issued by the team and Foligno, they say the Blackhawks captain is taking a brief leave of absence as his daughter undergoes follow-up surgery related to her congenital heart disease. Nick nor the Blackhawks will have any further comments at this time. Well, that's very unfortunate for Nick and his family, or Mr. Foligno and the family. I certainly hope that everything goes as planned and his daughter is able to recover healthy and be happy for a very long period of time. That is for sure. And so the Blackhawks taking on the Blues, and they are down in St. Louis. Sucks. And the Chicago Blackhawks currently have a 1-2-1 record going up against the St. Louis Sucks Blues with a 2-1 record. Puck drop is set for 8:30 p.m. tonight. So apparently they have the late game on Hockey Wednesday, But and then they'll follow that up with another game against the Vancouver Sucks Canucks. I'm just hitting all the places where I think sucks. But, that's my fandom, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So the Blackhawks are at home on Friday. Puck drop is set for 7:30 against the Canucks, and then another home game on Sunday at 6 p.m., taking on the Anaheim Sucks Ducks. And, Blackhawks, last time out, they beat the Utah Mammoth on Monday. Didn't really get into a whole heck of a lot of that because we were doing our WRMN Bears tailgate over there at Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire with the boys from Blow the Whistle, Tyler Butterball Buterbaugh, David Double D Dykstra. Then we also had Nick No Gimmicks Johnston, as well as Adam. Sorry, I forgot your nickname. We also had Frankie Marineri Oliveri as well. I hope I'm saying that correctly this time around. We were also supposed to have David Tees, but we ran into some technical difficulties, and David Tees being from Fantasy Football Blitz, which you could hear every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 here on WRMN, followed by On the Rise with Mike Napolitano, Dalton Cooper, and whatever guests they bring in to that. They are on the airwaves, these airwaves, from 10 to noon. And yeah. But one of the things that I was kind of perusing, and I this being a, midweek show, and it's been kind of interesting to hear all the news about, like, coaches getting fired, sports coaches getting fired over the last couple of days. You had the firing in Tennessee. I believe it was Tennessee. I'll do my fact check on that after the break. But let's see. You also have, who is that guy from that just got beat by the Northwestern Wildcats over the weekend? Oh, yeah, that's James Franklin from Penn State. And, oh, my goodness, it pays to be a college football head coach, or generally a head coach, well, with everything that I found, generally like a college head coach, because these deals and these buyouts are absolutely insane. I mean, it's good work if you could get it. You're only a head coach for as long as, your team's doing good, you're doing good. But, I mean, okay, so I'm going to start with the most recent firing, in college head, coaching ranks, and that would be James Franklin from Penn State. So he was fired earlier this week after losing to Northwestern on Saturday. And my goodness, I mean, I had to like double and triple check my eyes to make sure that I was seeing it right, because Franklin is going to be receiving a buyout for the rest of his contract of approximately $49 million, which, according to this article, or according to, the AI overview, and yes, I do use the AI overview because, it gives you all of the stuff right away, which is also why I do like a little back check and front check, or however check you want to call it. But yeah, he signed a 10-year extension for Penn State when things were about to get, quote unquote, turned around for the football program. So 4 years removed, and he has approximately $49 to $50 million left on that contract. So his buyout is around $49 to $50 million. Amazing work if you can get it. I know that he's putting the time, putting the effort, and yeah, but $49 million to, hey, go on vacation. Okay. Holy hell. I can't even imagine. But then back in, what was it? November of 2023, when Texas A&M let go of Jimbo Fisher. Texas A&M fired Jimbo Fisher, triggering the largest buyout in college football history at a staggering $76.8 million. And that's just funny because 2 years before that, he had signed, Jimbo Fisher, signed a 10-year, $95 million fully guaranteed contract, which means that, since he only was coaching, 2 years and some change, he got the $76.8 million buyout. Holy Smurf. That definitely deserves a holy Smurf in that one. And then let's see. Auburn fired coach Brian Harsin after just 21 games in his head coaching tenure at Auburn. And that occurred in 2022. 21 games. Oh my goodness. How do you get something? I don't know, but whatever. And then Auburn had previously paid another coach They paid him, another coach, a buyout 2 years earlier at $21.7 million. So you total that up, and that's $37.2 million in firing 2 head coaches in a span of 4 years. Wow. All I got to say is that athletic director needs to go if you are spending that kind of money on, oh my goodness. And then going back to September of 2022 as well, Scott Frost from Nebraska had a $15 million payout from the University of Nebraska. And then 2023, Tom Allen got fired from Indiana after a 7-year tenure. At least he lasted 7 years, but he still received a $15.5 million buyout. Hell, hey, Sonar, hey, Dino, can you fire me and give me a $100,000 buyout? I would happily take that. You don't even need to make it, 7 digits, 8 digits, 9 digits. No, just 6 digits. Just give me 6 digits. I'll take it. That's it. Hang on, caller. I will get to you on the other side of this break. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN with yours truly, Derrick Geyer.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. That's 800-785-1673.
Looking for a seed buying experience that's more humanized? Ready to trade a company that's oversized for an independent brand that's right-sized? Searching for elite hybrids that have been optimized, tested in your geography, and localized? Did we run out of words that rhyme, so now we have to use metaphysicized? Maybe so. But if you answered yes to any of these questions, then it's probably time you get Wiffleized. Choose Wiffles hybrids this season, and let's get familiarized.
The new novel, titled DUI Jury Trial, is the true story of 2 lawyers who defend a truck driver who is charged with DUI. If he's convicted, this truck driver faces a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a truck again. This 3-year legal battle culminates in a courtroom showdown, which involves the testimony of a DUI expert witness. This book, DUI Jury Trial, is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And hello, caller. You are on the line. What's your name? What you calling to talk about? Hello.
Hey, it's just Dutchman again.
Hello, Dutchman. What's going on?
Well, you're talking about money. You know, I was telling Sonar, money talks. You know, and I think some of the sports are really getting ruined by this money gig. There's no loyalty anymore. I mean, that's the thing in baseball. I mean, you look at it, it's not what, you know, how good you are. It's how much money, you know, can you spend on a guy, you know. I mean, I don't know. That's why the Dodgers are the way the Dodgers are. They spend money. They don't care about the salary cap. What salary cap, you know? But football, college is starting to turn into exactly like what the pros are. And when they opened the door for all these college players to get money, I thought that was a dumb idea. And college sports has kind of gone downhill since then, in my opinion. I mean, I used to like college sports more than pros, but now it's starting to turn into the pros.
Well, I understand what you're talking about, but at the same time, when college sports and specifically college football and basketball, when these programs are making millions upon millions of dollars on the players themselves, and yes, I understand that they get, you know, scholarship money and they get all their education paid for, and all of that stuff. But I mean, at the same time, how are the athletes supposed to live? Because with reports and everything that had come out before all the name, image, and likeness, the NIL money, they weren't even able to take a job. They weren't allowed to take a job. And hold on a second, Dutchman. And this is the point that I'm trying to get to is with all of the money and millions of dollars that the players, or I'm sorry, the universities are getting, and they're making the numbers off of the players' backs and their players' sweat and all of that stuff. It's just the way that it is. And they've been doing it for decades. So to hear college coaches, you know, bitch and moan about the NIL, it's ruining the game, and I guess to a certain extent, even with yourself, I mean, aren't we all trying to have a bigger come up and to make an easier life for ourselves? If I could have done it back in the day, you're damn straight I would have done it. And I mean, what?
Well, I kind of figured you'd say that. Well, here's the thing, though. What point do you say enough is enough? Because when college sports is going to get like pro sports, what's the difference between the NFL, AFL, the NFL, and the CFL, and college sports? Because that's the way it's going. Everything that's gotten that way, everything that's been turned into money, it's always turned into that. And
well, it's always been money. Just for the simple fact that
it's all about money.
Well, yeah, it's always been about the money. I mean, obviously you work, you want to get paid top dollar for whatever profession that you're doing, right?
Yeah, but who?
Okay, then. I mean, what else? I mean, these, you say the CFL, the AFL, the NFL, whether it be MLB, the NHL, yes, these people and these athletes, everyone's paying to see them play. There's no, I mean, without the players, and especially the players that perform at the top of their games, yeah, they should be getting paid. I don't know if they should be making like $500 million contracts or whatever, or 600 or 750 like, Soto is out there in New York, which, makes me laugh because, too bad, so sad, New York Mets. I mean, enjoy eating that, big pile of Smurf burger from wherever beach, you're laying on right now. But at the same time, I mean, if I am, Patrick Mahomes or whatever, one of the best QBs in, the NFL, or if I'm, what's that, McMahon, not McMahon. Oh my goodness. One of the Mannings. I mean, if you're Archie Manning down there in Texas.
Archie Manning, yeah.
I mean, yeah. He's making money because of his family name. He's not doing very good, but I mean, hell, he's getting paid. I mean, so all of these athletes should be getting paid, in my opinion. Whether it's ruining the college sports or whatever, I mean, you're going to basically be like opening up your wallet, and as far as that goes. But I got to let you go, Dutchman. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Hey, listen, you got a good show, my friend. I know I come in to disturb the pod a bit, but you guys are doing good. I listen to you all the time, you and Sloaner and everybody else. So
thank you on that. And you are currently listening to Big Top Sports.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. A Burbank woman was cited in a crash last week that left 3 people hospitalized, including one that was seriously hurt, according to Batavia police. 21-year-old Belinda Gomez Matube was issued a citation for failure to yield, vehicle turning left after the crash that occurred at around 8:55 p.m. last Tuesday at the intersection of North Randall Road and McKee Street. The preliminary investigation revealed a Chevy Trailblazer driven by Gomez Matube was driving north on Randall Road when the driver attempted to turn left and crashed into a Dodge Ram headed south on Randall Road. Extrication was required after the collision. Gomez Matube and the 28-year-old Dodge driver were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries and were soon released. A 24-year-old man who rode in the Chevy was receiving advanced medical treatment as of Wednesday of last week. Members of the marching bands from 5 Elgin Area School District U46 high schools will perform during a showcase at Streamwood High School's Millennium Field on West Schaumburg Road on Thursday. The program begins with a performance of the national anthem at 6 p.m., followed by the Streamwood High School's band at 6:15, Elgin at 6:45, Larkin at 7:15, Bartlett at 7:45, and South Elgin at 8:15. Admission is free and gates open at 5:30 p.m. A total of 132 runners from Aurora successfully completed the 2025 Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday, joining more than 50,000 participants who crossed the finish line in Grant Park. This year's marathon, the 47th edition of the event, attracted runners from all 50 states and over 120 countries. The 26.2-mile race started and ended in Grant Park with runners traversing 29 of Chicago's neighborhoods. The Chicago Marathon published a complete list of local runners who ran in the race. All results were unofficial as of Monday afternoon. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Centos Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Centos has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Centos.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just going to sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 51. Breezy conditions with winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 68. A slight chance of rain showers after 1 a.m., partly cloudy with a low around 54. Currently, it is 57 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, the czar, the ringmaster, the stupid one, STOOPID. And sorry, Dutchman, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like I said, I was up against the break, and I, kind of had to do what I had to do there. But I mean, as far as sports and NIL and it being more like professional sports, college sports, that is, I mean, it's been like that for a very long time. I mean, remember when Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy taken away way back when because they found out that he, received whatever it was that he received. But yeah, they were doing it way back then. And hell, I guarantee that they were doing it even further back than that. As a matter of fact, I wasn't anticipating going there, but I just thought about this and might as well look it up and be somewhat, responsible here. So let's see. Apparently, oh, well, that's cool. So according to ESPN, Reggie Bush gets Heisman Trophy back 14 years after forfeiting it. And that was last year in April, according to the ESPN article here. Sorry, I got a little distracted during the break here. Happy distractions. But yeah, I got got like a little distracted here, got a little off my game. But, it is what it is. But I am focused right now. You and me. Who am I kidding? I got the squirrels running around up there in the old hollow cave on my shoulders here. But if you want to call in and if you want to debate a little bit more, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410, or text in at 505-926-1410. That's 505-926-1410. Yeah, but I mean, now all of a sudden, he gets it back, last year in April, give or take. And that was because he had received some money. It's just the way that it is. Because, hell, when you look at the college football, especially the football college landscape of things, I mean, hell, the NCAA tournament, you've got, here, let me look this one up. How many basketball college tourneys are there? And then, oh, okay. That was a little distracting outside the window as a skateboarder was going by. I heard a bump and I was like, oh, my car. No, fortunately, my car did not. But, I mean, you have the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament. And, well, I'll look this up. I mean, according to this, when I looked it up, it says that there's thousands of tournaments and everything. But, I mean like at the end of the season tourneys and everything. So I guess I wasn't, specifying that. How much money does the NCAA basketball tourney generate in revenue? Kind of have to do this on the fly, kind of have to talk it through, because if I was doing this, in my head and not talking it through, there would be a bunch of dead air, and man, that would be a really smurfy broadcast. So according to this, real quick, take it with a grain of salt, because, it pops up with the, the AI and everything. So the NCAA men's basketball tournament generates approximately $900 million to $1 billion in annual revenue, making up nearly 85% of the NCAA's total income. This revenue primarily comes from broadcasting rights deals with media partners, obviously, with the most recent deal valued at approximately $8.8 billion over 8 years. And then, of course, you've got other revenue being generated, such as ticket sales, concessions, and merch. But, I mean, right there, you're telling me, now, I know, so the tourney consists of what, 64, 68 teams, somewhere in that neighborhood. You're telling me that while even, and that's just for the NCAA tournament, that's just for the basketball tournament, $1 billion yearly, 68 teams, 64 teams. So how in the hell are the players not supposed to be getting paid? You're telling me that, I just can't fathom that. Because the deeper you go, the bigger the school's cut is. And when I say the deeper you go, the deeper in the tourneys you go, the more money the schools get. So how in the hell aren't, the players not supposed to be getting any of this? Yeah, and I've already hit on the fact that, yeah, sure, they're getting scholarship deals and stuff, full rides, most likely. Well, and those are blue chippers being like the top players on each team, and not even the creme de la creme, but they're still getting, something for it. But yet, for the breakdown of that, $1 billion for the tournament, 64 to 68 teams. And then in their actual markets, so let's take, DePaul, for example. They are typically broadcast on, what is it? I believe it's still 670 The Score. Downtown Chicago, and, their 50,000 watt blowtorch of a radio sports channel station, whatever. I don't give a smurf. But then they're also being, broadcast on television as well. So they're also making money on their local markets, on top of whether or not, they make the tournament. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, then there's the NIT tournament. There's, there's just, at last count, I think there was like 24 season-ending tournaments for college basketball. And then let's go into the college football playoffs. How much money does the college football playoffs generate in revenue? And again, this is also, brought to you by, AI, because that's how this thing works. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Now, the college football playoff, or the CFP, generates $1.3 billion annually from its ESPN media rights deal alone. So you're talking Disney, you're talking ESPN, you're talking ABC. Because, Disney is the college parent, or the parent that owns Disney, ESPN, and ABC. Then you're talking whatever. So $1.3 billion annually from the college football playoff. This revenue is distributed to the conferences and teams, with the current structure paying conferences about $103 million annually. The projections for an expanded 12-team playoff are around $323 million per year. So that right there, ESPN is generating about $950 million for the media rights. And then each team, depending on how far they get, and then it breaks down, it goes a little bit deeper. The first round of the playoffs, I believe I need to, I do believe the first round. So if you make it in the first round of the playoffs, the individual teams receive $4 million. The quarterfinals, each team receives $4 million. If they make it to the semifinals, they make $6 million. The national championship game, they make $6 million. Now, if I dive deeper, because I'm still doing this whole AI thing, let me see. So team payouts for playoff participation last year, 2024 to 2025. Each 12-team playoff receives $4 million for participation, with additional payouts of $4 million for reaching the quarterfinal, $6 million. Okay, so that's basically what I had already said. Participating teams will also receive $3 million for expenses for each round of the playoffs. My goodness. So if a team reaches the playoffs, that participating team receives $3 million for travel, hotel, meal expenses. And let me tell you, they ain't spending that full $3 million on the team. No, sir. No way. No how. Then, I remember now. And the conferences also receive $300,000 for each member school with a football team meeting the NCAA's academic progress rate for postseason play, with independent institutions receiving the same amount under the same conditions. So remember last year when Notre Dame, was making it all the way into the playoffs, and, they made it each round. They didn't have to split their money with their individual conferences because they don't belong to a conference. So you're telling me, while yes, the players nowadays are mercenaries, why wouldn't they be? If they are not playing at one university, or let's just take the fact that the head coach from, I was just talking about this in the previous segment, James Franklin, he just got fired by Penn State. You realize that all of those players on that team could enter the transfer portal because he was fired by the team? And then they could go walk on at another university or another institution and play football for them, because that's part of the whole deal now. The coaches can leave for other avenues. The coaches get paid for their expertise, if you will. Excuse me. So I don't care. I mean, and it's kind of bull smurf that you had coaches talking like, well, I don't want to do this. This isn't right. You know, the players shouldn't be getting paid. They already get paid. But yet, how in the hell can you argue with this when both football, the CFP, and the NCAA basketball tournament both make $1 billion for these two sports? How can you argue that the players shouldn't be getting paid? It's kind of screwy that, they couldn't even get paid for, what was it? NCAA, college football or whatever the hell that game is on Xbox or PlayStation. They couldn't get paid because, well, that would be, considered professional. Or they couldn't go out and do a signing job. They couldn't go out and sign jerseys. They couldn't sign their numbers that the schools are getting paid. What is it, $75 to $100 for a freaking jersey? And they couldn't do a signing event and make $25,000 or however much the appearance fee was? Come on now. That's just not right. That's not cool. They should have been getting paid decades ago, in my opinion. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM. I'll talk to you on the other side.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. This is directed.
political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
I almost forgot how to do my job here on WRMN 1410 AM with Big Top Sports and yours truly, Derrick Geyer. You know, even a monkey could push a button here, and apparently this monkey kind of forgot that I needed to push the button in order to talk, but that is okay. So let's see. Hitting back and going back to why Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy taken away. It was just for the simple fact that when he was... I had it here, now I lost it, and now, here we are. So I had to do this quick one because back in 2010, according to the NCAA and the investigations that had transpired, back then in 2010, he was taking money from numerous let's see, I'll just read it flat out instead of trying to summarize it. An NCAA investigation concluded that Bush received numerous improper benefits, including cash and gifts from agents hoping to represent him. This violated NCAA rules at the time, and the penalties against USC included Bush forfeiting the trophy and having his records vacated. Well, he voluntarily forfeited the trophy in 2010, and why it was returned to him, the Heisman Trust reinstated Bush's trophy in 2024, citing the significant changes in college athletics, particularly the rise of name, image, and likeness, NIL, deals that allows athletes to be paid. The trust stated that it was difficult to uphold sanctions against Bush when college athletes can now legally profit from their status. So, yeah. So back then, and if I'm not mistaken, let's go back here. And now all of a sudden, and this went into effect in July of 2021. So 4 years ago, over 4 years ago now. It's kind of like the whole gambling thing. Hey, Brendan, how you doing? Appreciate you listening. Oh, my goodness, it's Susie C. of the WRMN Morning Show, checking my show out on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. I'm going to get into some Bears talk on the other side, mostly regarding Caleb Williams, Troy Aikman, Ben Johnson, and whatever else floats my boat in the week 6 game against the Washington Commanders. No, I can't say that anymore. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports on WRMN.
Get ready for Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN AM 1410. If you're a homeowner or contractor looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you. Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. Members of the marching bands from 5 Elgin area school district U46 high schools will perform during a showcase at Streamwood High School's Millennium Field on West Schaumburg Road on Thursday. The program begins with a performance of the national anthem at 6 p.m., followed by the Streamwood High School's band at 6:15, Elgin at 6:45, Larkin at 7:15, Bartlett at 7:45, and South Elgin at 8:15. Admission is free and gates open at 5:30 p.m. A total of 132 runners from Aurora successfully completed the 2025 Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday, joining more than 50,000 participants who crossed the finish line in Grant Park. This year's marathon, the 47th edition of the event, attracted runners from all 50 states and over 120 countries. The 26.2-mile race started and ended in Grant Park with runners traversing 29 of Chicago's neighborhoods. The Chicago Marathon published a complete list of local runners who ran in the race. All results were unofficial as of Monday afternoon. A Burbank woman was cited in a crash last week that left 3 people hospitalized, including one that was seriously hurt, according to Batavia police. 21-year-old Belinda Gomez Matube was issued a citation for failure to yield, vehicle turning left after the crash that occurred at around 8:55 p.m. last Tuesday at the intersection of North Randall Road and McKee Street. The preliminary investigation revealed a Chevy Trailblazer driven by Gomez Matube was driving north on Randall Road when the driver attempted to turn left and crashed into a Dodge Ram headed south on Randall Road. Extrication was required after the collision. Gomez Matube and the 28-year-old Dodge driver were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries and were soon released. A 24-year-old man who rode in the Chevy was receiving advanced medical treatment as of Wednesday of last week. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Centos. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Centos Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Centos.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm, I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. A total of 132 runners from Aurora successfully completed the 2025 Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday, joining more than 50,000 participants who crossed the finish line in Grant Park. This year's marathon, the 47th edition of the event, attracted runners from all 50 states and over 120 countries. The 26.2-mile race started and ended in Grant Park with runners traversing 29 of Chicago's neighborhoods. The Chicago Marathon published a complete list of local runners who ran in the race. All results were unofficial as of Monday afternoon. A Burbank woman was cited in a crash last week that left 3 people hospitalized, including one that was seriously hurt, according to Batavia police. 21-year-old Belinda Gomez-Matube was issued a citation for failure to yield, vehicle turning left after the crash that occurred at around 8:55 p.m. last Tuesday at the intersection of North Randall Road and McKee Street. The preliminary investigation revealed a Chevy Trailblazer driven by Gomez-Matube.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 51. Breezy conditions with winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high near 68. A slight chance of rain showers after 1 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 54. Currently, it is 57 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back in for another fun full hour of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And as I was saying before I went to break, I'm going to be talking about, a certain Chicago Bears quarterback, a certain analyst for ESPN. But let's get into the injury report for the Chicago Bears first and foremost, because, there is no actual injury report that needed to be posted, but yet we all know that the Chicago Bears have injuries on their team, and let's just get into it. And this is via the Chicago Sun. The Chicago Sun-Times. The biggest name on the list is wide receiver DJ Moore, who was hospitalized Monday after the Commanders game with a groin injury. The Bears said he would not have been able to practice. All indications, however, are that Moore isn't dealing with anything long-term and is trending in the right direction and is believed to be available against the Saints. Well, that's a good thing. He hasn't missed a game in 3 seasons with the Bears. That is also impressive, even though he walked off to the sideline last year. But, I probably would have walked off too, to be quite honest with you. And then Coach Ben Johnson, while asked in a press conference, and as reported by Mark Grody of 670 The Score, he asked if Cairo Santos, the kicker, the normal kicker for the Chicago Bears, if he had a job, and I'm paraphrasing here, if he still had a job or would be the Bears kicker going forward. Ben Johnson replied, absolutely. Then you also have injuries to right guard Jonah Jackson, his ankle, defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, his knee, and you probably saw the nasty hit that linebacker Noah Sewell took in that game. I mean, that was one hell of a hit where he got hit by friendly fire. One of his own teammates hit him shoulder pad to helmet, and you could just see his head go into his torso, and it looked like an accordion, the old annoying music device or whatever that you often use for polka. My opinion, don't hate the polka, hate the accordion, or hate whatever. But, and then you also have defensive end Austin Booker with his knee, and then running back Travis Homer with a calf. Those two guys were estimated to be full participants, but, and then let's see, both on injured reserve and had their 3-week practice windows open last week. So that was for defensive end Austin Booker and Travis Homer. Now, getting into the post-Bears win, 3-2, right? 3-2. They were 2-2 after the bye. They beat the Washington Redskins. No, not the Washington Redskins. I am sorry. I am of a certain age, and I didn't even mean to do that as like a troll job. I just smurfed that up right there. The Washington Commanders 25-24 on Monday night. So, yeah. But, so getting back into it, I mean, Caleb Williams basically faced a little bit of criticism from Troy Aikman about leading his receivers and making sure that they were able to catch and run, and would add more yardage after plays, would pick up more first downs, would lead to more touchdowns, and all of that fun stuff. But Caleb Williams is also still learning how to be an NFL quarterback. He's still in this progression of trying to lead and be a top-tier QB for the Chicago Bears. Excuse me there. I needed to take a swig. Oh, and by the way, if you aren't already watching me on youtube.com at WRMN Radio, why not? You could see my very tired face, bags under my eyes, and all that fun stuff. But if you also wanted to be a part of the Chicago Bears conversation, and later on at the bottom of this hour, the Chicago Cubs conversation, sprinkle in maybe like a little wrestling here or there, feel free to call in at 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410, or 505-926-1410. And with that being said, Aikman was kind of critical on Caleb Williams and his performance during the most recent Monday Night Football game. And part of the criticism was where Aikman called a key touchdown pass just quote unquote, just luck, saying the Bears quarterback needs to place his throws better. Well, that's nothing new. I've been criticizing him, but when it comes on a national stage like a Monday Night Football game, it's going to garner a little bit more attention. And considering that, Aikman is a former quarterback himself, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, an MVP, a Hall of Famer, it carries a little bit more weight than, say, myself here on these airwaves. But yet, I mean, if you have eyes and you're watching the game, you could pretty much tell when a ball is overthrown, underthrown, thrown in back of them, not put on time, not giving the wide receivers or running backs time or the tight ends time enough to catch, turn, pivot, and run. And not necessarily in that order. First and foremost, and Caleb pointed this out, in the interview with Grody, that, well, first and foremost, if they catch the ball, that's job one. And again, I'm paraphrasing here, but I can't take credit for a press conference that I wasn't at or hearing the words come out of the QB's mouth that I wasn't here without, proper appointment of who was the reporter getting it, for the most part. But, I mean, when you're calling them out, but you're also saying that, Aikman called the 55-yard touchdown pass from Williams to DeAndre Swift luck on Chicago's part. He also stated that Williams was off tonight. Yes, he was. Yes, I do believe he was. And criticized his ball placement. Kind of what I just said. But I'm kind of also reiterating what Aikman said. It's kind of like a, give and take, if you will. We all steal from everyone else. Saying he needs to give his receivers a better chance to make plays after the catch. Yes, and I'm pretty sure that. So then, check that. And then Williams responded indirectly, firing back at Aikman on Instagram, posting a meme with Aikman's quote and the caption, "It was lucky, TA. Whoop-diddy-doo," with laughing emojis. So, no, it wasn't lucky. I mean, was it lucky when you handed off the ball to Emmitt Smith all those times? Throw passes to Michael Irving? Was it lucky that you had playmakers that caught the ball, Mr. Aikman, leading you to your Super Bowl wins, leading you to the Hall of Fame? Because, newsflash, without those players, and yes, they were awesome players as well. I wish the Chicago Bears had those caliber of players many, many, many moons ago. But without that, without those players, without DeAndre Swift breaking a tackle, avoiding a tackle on that play, yeah, there was no touchdown. It was a player making a play. Plain and simple. That's it. That is it. But then you also have the head coach, Ben Johnson, commenting on that situation, acknowledging that some people were not pleased with the way the Bears were winning and suggested that any win is significant in the NFL. Well, if it's anything that I've seen over the course of the last 5 weeks, it was really a turd and a quarter of a season for the Chicago Bears. The full turd being against the Detroit Lions, where they absolutely got whooped. And then that quarter against the Minnesota Vikings where they blew a 17-point fourth quarter lead. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's it. They're winning dirty. They're winning ugly right now. I don't care. Because what is the name of the game? The name of the game is the Lombardi Trophy. To get to the Super Bowl. How do you get to the Super Bowl? You win in the playoffs and become one of the final two best teams in the NFL. Oh, how do you get into the playoffs? Oh, yeah. You become a playoff team by winning during the season. Doesn't matter if you win 9 games by a total of 9 points. Those are 9 victories. Easy math for this person right here, Derrick Geyer, on Big Top Sports. And I'll continue to talk Bears on the other side. Back in a few.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Listen this Sunday afternoon to Handle on the Law.
I know we're at an at-will date, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
It's Handle on the Law this Sunday afternoon from 4 to 7 right here on WRMN.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Thank you! Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly. And before I went to break, I'm talking about the beef or the supposed beef or whatever beef because I don't really think there is a beef, but it's just, well, it's Caleb Williams, it's the NFL, it's the Chicago Bears, not necessarily in all of that order. But I got to thinking, with the Chicago Bears being the only NFL franchise in history So for as long as the NFL has been around, the Chicago Bears have never, ever, 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 in its over 100-year history, had a quarterback that has passed for over 4,000 yards in a season. Okay, that's kind of impressive, isn't it? Considering yeah, you would have thought Jay Cutler would have done it. You would have thought, I don't really know who else, you would have thought would have actually done it with the Chicago Bears, considering over the last decade or so, they've kind of sucked. And that sucks because I am a Chicago Bears fan, which is why I have a hard time saying, this one, Green Bay, sucks. No, but I mean, that was pretty easy to come out of my mouth, actually. I digress. But with that being said, so for the first 5 games of the season, Caleb Williams has 1,179 yards passing. Right? So that's for the first 5 games. So I multiplied that by 3, and I got 35-37. So if he were to just do that number, 35-37, that would be 15 games. You know what is on the precipice of that? 4,000 passing yards. And as a matter of fact, I might as well just, let's see, 1179 divided by 5 equals 235.8. So if he did that for 5 games, multiply it by 17, oh my God, we're going to have our first ever quarterback with over 4,000 yards. Not by much. Not by much. 4,008.6 yards. If he continues to do this and be on the current trajectory that he is currently on. Okay? And then he's got 9 touchdowns on this year. That's through 5 games, right? So let's see, simple math, multiply that by 3, and you get 27 touchdowns. You also, let me also do this because I can't do simple math like this. 9 divided by 5 equals 1.8 times 17 equals. So he would have 30 plus touchdowns. I don't know about you, but finally having a 4,000-yard passer and 30 plus touchdowns on a year, that's in his second year. That wouldn't be too bad as far as I'm concerned. And he could have more. He could have had more. He should have had more. Especially when you got the wide receivers dropping, presumably, touchdown balls. Olamide Zacchaeus? Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm sorry. You already know it. You've already seen the tape where you were looking to run before you caught the ball, and you dropped the ball, and there was nothing but green in front of you. So that would have added like another 85 yards to that total? That would have been another touchdown. So now you're definitely over 4,000 yards with the average and everything. I mean, you're not looking too shabby here as far as that goes. So when I hear the rumblings of Caleb Williams not being a good quarterback, well, it's definitely still a work in progress. But at the same time, it's not. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. At the same time, you're going up against. You're at the same time, he is only in his second year. He is on his 4th system in as many years. Not to say that his college coaches weren't credible coaches, Because sure as hell, Shane Waldron wasn't a credible coach last year. And Coach Eberflus, oh, I actually said that name right on the first try. Wow. But with that being said, and then you're going up against the 1-5 New Orleans Saints this weekend. So you got the New Orleans Saints. Sorry, that kind of scared me there, actually. You have the hurt Baltimore Ravens following week, where they travel to. Then after that, you're going to the Bengals. Then you are hosting the Giants. This should be one hell of an upcoming 4 weeks for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense. One hell of 4 weeks for the Chicago Bears and this offense. On the other side of this break, I'm going to get into some Cubs talk. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. A Burbank woman was cited in a crash last week that left 3 people hospitalized, including one that was seriously hurt, according to Batavia police. 21-year-old Belinda Gomez-Matube was issued a citation for failure to yield, vehicle turning left after the crash that occurred at around 8:55 p.m. last Tuesday at the intersection of North Randall Road and McKee Street. The preliminary investigation revealed a Chevy Trailblazer driven by Gomez-Matube was driving north on Randall Road when the driver attempted to turn left and crashed into a Dodge Ram headed south on Randall Road. Extrication was required after the collision. Gomez-Matube and the 28-year-old Dodge driver were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries and were soon released. A 24-year-old man who rode in the Chevy was receiving advanced medical treatment as of Wednesday of last week. Members of the marching bands from 5 Elgin area school district U46 high schools will perform during a showcase at Streamwood High School's Millennium Field on West Schaumburg Road on Thursday. The program begins with a performance of the national anthem at 6 p.m., followed by the Streamwood High School's band at 6:15, Elgin at 6:45, Larkin at 7:15, Bartlett at 7:45, and South Elgin at 8:15. Admission is free and gates open at 5:30 p.m. A total of 132 runners from Aurora successfully completed the 2025 Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday, joining more than 50,000 participants who crossed the finish line in Grant Park. This year's marathon, the 47th edition of the event, attracted runners from all 50 states and over 120 countries. The 26.2-mile race started and ended in Grant Park with runners traversing 29 of Chicago's neighborhoods. The Chicago Marathon published a complete list of local runners who ran in the race. All results were unofficial as of Monday afternoon. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. you get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 51. Looking ahead to Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 68. Thursday night, a slight chance of rain showers after 1 a.m., partly cloudy with a low around 54. Currently, it is 56 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And as I said in this segment, I'm going to be talking about the Chicago Cubs. Well, Chicago Cubs adjacent, if you will, maybe. No, not really. But as the 2025 Gold Glove Award finalists have come out, I'm going to start with the American League. And guess what? Hey, Chicago White Sox. Yeah, you don't have anyone on the list that I'm seeing. I'm sorry. You got, for the American League, pitcher Jacob deGrom, Max Fried, Luis Severino. So Jacob deGrom, Rangers, Max Fried, Yankees, Luis Severino, Athletics. Catcher Dylan Dingler of the Tigers, Alejandro Kirk of the Blue Jays, Carlos Narvaez of the Red Sox. You go to first base, you've got Ty France. You know, he served part with the Twins and the Blue Jays. Then you also have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Blue Jays. You know, kind of impressive that he's getting Gold Glove consideration, considering that he came up as a third baseman and they moved him over there this year. But but he's an athlete and it's the other hot corner. So there is that. And yeah. And then you also have Carlos Santana of the Guardians, now on the Cubs. So yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Second base, Andres Jimenez of the Blue Jays, Luis Rengifo of the Angels, Marcus Semien of the Rangers, Ernie Clement. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm going to third base. Ernie Clement, Blue Jays, Mikhail Garcia of the Royals, Jose Ramirez of the Guardians. Then you've got Corey Seager of the Rangers, Taylor Walls of the Rays, Bobby Witt Jr. Royals. And then left field, Stephen Kwan, Guardian. This is Wyatt Langford, Rangers. Tyler Soderstrom, Athletics. Center field, Kyle Isbell, Royals. Ceddanne Raffala of the Red Sox. Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners. You got to roll your R's. And then, you have a little, syndrome there. Then right field, Welyer Abreu of the Red Sox. Adolis Garcia of the Rangers. Cam Smith of the Astros. And then utility player, you have Ernie Clement of the Blue Jays, Marcio Dubon of the Astros, and Daniel Sheeman of the Guardians. Wow. A lot of teams in there that were mentioned were the Guardians, Blue Jays, and Red Sox, and Rangers. So, well, with the exception of the Rangers, the Guardians, Blue Jays, yeah, those teams have both made the playoffs. So, like I said, congratulations, Chicago White Sox. You pitched another shutout. Not in a good way for Gold Glovers. Anyways, moving on to the National League. Now, this is where I can sink my teeth into it a little bit. Because, let's see, you got Matthew Boyd, Cubs. David Peterson, Mets. Logan Webb, Giants. As for catchers, you have Patrick Bailey, Giants. Carson Kelly, Cubs. Luis Torrens, Mets. Now, I'm going to be quite honest here. I really do not see Carson Kelly winning the Gold Glove here. While he was adequate in hitting, and he was ranked in the 88th percentile in blocking pitches in Major League Baseball this year, and he threw out 5 caught stealing above average. I just don't see him winning this award. Not at all. But I mean, offensively, Silver Slugger, maybe. And then let's see, at first base, you've got Bryce Harper, Phillies, Matt Olson, Braves, Spencer Steer, Reds. Now, while I haven't seen a lot of Bryce Harper or Matt Olson play because they're in the American League East, the National League East. Holy smurf. Yeah, it'll be interesting. And the only reason why I say interesting is because when the Chicago Cubs were taking on the Cincinnati Reds, Spencer Steer did a very good job at first base, and he also played in the outfield. So there's like a little lack of, going back and forth. Not quite a utility player, but excuse me, spent most of his time at first. So, and Steer did tie for 4th among all qualifying first basemen with +6 OAA at the position. Offensive allows. Okay, let me check what the OAA is. Instead of trying to bull smurf everyone out there. What is OAA defense metric meaning? See, I'm learning along with you guys. Outs above average. Boo. I really should have. I should have realized that. Okay, so yeah, he was +6 over outs above average at the position. So yeah. Then moving on to second base, you got Xavier Edwards of the Marlins, Nico Hoerner of the Cubs, and Bryce Terang of the Brewers. Bryce Terang of the Milwaukee Bucks Brewers. I can't really say that, even though they are trailing the LA Dodgers 2-0 in that series. Hey, told you that starting pitching was going to come around. And what they say about Hoerner is, and this is all going off of MLB.com, by the way, just, so you know. After another strong year defensively, Hoerner, the 2023 NL Gold Glove winner at second, will look for his second career Gold Glove. Turang, the 2024 winner, I still have absolutely no idea how he beat him, how Turang won the Gold Glove over Nico Hoerner, because all the defensive sabermetrics and everything said that Nico Hoerner was in the top 3 at all the categories, while Turang wasn't. But that's probably a little hometown bias there, but whatever. The Turang, the 2024 winner, was named the finalist after finishing the year with -2 outs above replacement at second base for the first place Brewers. And that right there is also another issue that I have. So whether or not managers, and this is why I looked this up. So according to, and I'll get back to like who else won the Gold Gloves, but as far as why the Gold Gloves are being awarded to the players, I believe it's 75% of it is based on managers and coaches, while the other 25% is all of those sabermetrics. And yeah, so that's why I believe Nico Hoerner got hosed on his second ever Gold Glove. He should win it this year, in my opinion. But then again, like I'm saying, I am a hometown homer with the Chicago Cubs, if you haven't already guessed. And let's see, going to third base. And I'm glad. I can't believe, I can't tell you how happy that I am with this one. You'll see why. Ke'Bryan Hayes for the Pirates, traded to the Reds. Then you got Ryan McMahon, formerly of the Rockies, now on the Yankees. And then you have Matt Shaw of the Chicago Cubs. Now, while there is no blurb or anything as far as Matt Shaw here on the MLB.com/news, 2025 Gold Glove Award finalist here. But, actually there is. So Shaw had 12 defensive runs saved and only trailed Ke'Bryan Hayes. He had 19. So, and then the more astonishing fact here for me is that Matt Shaw absolutely, in my opinion, he was an okay defensive third baseman for the Cubs in the very beginning of the season. Got sent down because he couldn't hit a lick. Finished the season not hitting a lick. But the reason why Craig Counsell kept him in the lineup was because of his defense. And this right here is why. Because he was playing Gold Glove caliber defense. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about this one. Shortstop in the National League, Nick Allen of the Braves, Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, and Mason Wynn of the Cardinals. St. Louis sucks. Cardinals. Now, who is missing from that list that I would have thought for sure would have been on this list? Oh, could it have been Dansby Swanson of the Chicago Cubs? Yes, 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 and yes. You know what? While he had a lot of sparkling plays this year, I don't really know Nick Allen. I do know Mookie Betts. He's pretty much the standard right now as far as defensive shortstops. I mean, hell, he could play third base, outfield, whatever you want. The dude is a freak. Oh, yeah. And I also heard that he's a pretty damn good bowler as well. Let's see. Moving into the outfield, left field, Ian Happ of the Cubs, Tommy Pham of the Pirates, Kyle Stowers of the Marlins. While, yes, I do believe that Ian Happ should win the Gold Glove for the Cubs and playing left field. He will sure as hell not win a Silver Slugger for that position. That is for certain. The other mark that I am very impressed by, Ian, is that he leaves everything that happens in the batter's box, whether he's having a bad game or not. And the proof is in the pudding because he is seeking his 4th straight Gold Glove. Even though he graded out at an average defender in the outfield with a zero, which 0 or outs above, outs above average. Thank you. So I'm not exactly sure, and I don't think that Tommy Pham, I don't know. Maybe it's just biased because I don't like Pham as a player, or maybe as a person. Hell, I don't even know him as a person, but that it is what it is. So, hey, maybe Stowers is going to win. And then center field. There is absolutely no way in hell that I don't see PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, not winning the Gold Glove for the Chicago Cubs. Again, maybe it's hometown bias, but I wasn't really impressed. But then again, with Victor Scott II, I didn't really watch a whole hell of a lot of St. Louis Cardinals sucks baseball. And I don't know Jacob Young from a hole in the ground for the Washington Nationals. So I definitely think PCA is going to run away with this, even though, I definitely think that's the way that's going to go. And then just for the simple fact, PCA had a plus 24 of outs above replacement, and he was only second overall to Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. So that says something. The next closest one was Scott of the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, I kind of have to go back and just say that because, well, St. Louis does suck. In right field. Oh, yeah. And by the way, the Chicago Blackhawks are taking on the St. Louis Blues tonight. Any hootie. Moving on to right field, you've got Corbin Carroll of the D-backs, Sal Frelick of the Milwaukee Brewers, and Fernando Tatis Jr. of the Padres. Who's missing there? Oh, yeah, he missed a little bit of time this year in Kyle Tucker because supposedly he was not supposedly. He did win a Gold Glove in right field, but sure as hell didn't look like a Gold Glove right fielder this year. But I do, and I would have taken him over Seiya Suzuki this year for, anyway. And then for utility, you've got Miguel Rojas of the LA Dodgers, Javier Sanoa of the Florida Marlins, and you've got Jared Triolo of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yep. So there's your breakdown. So if I'm going to go back, let's see. We have one. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Chicago Cubs that are could be Gold Glove winners. I say only half of that will win gold, as in Gold Glove for their defense. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Well, I kind of blew past my break, so I'm just going to keep on motoring on here because, if I'm going to take a break now, that's going to be another 3 minutes. It's going to be, and then I'm going to end the show after, I come back. So another minute and a half after that. I don't want to do that. I've been talking thus far about baseball, I might as well just continue to, talk about the Chicago Cubs and, well, let's see, Chicago. I really just wanted to talk about the Gold Gloves, but with that being said, kind of wanted to get into the press conference that Jed Hoyer was talking about, for the season ending with the Cubs. And I don't have a really good feeling about it. I trying to wrap my head around it. There was, well, long and short, I just don't have a good feeling about it. I have absolutely no idea where the Chicago Cubs are going to be going next season. As far as Kyle Tucker goes, I said this on yesterday's show, where he's basically going to be a mercenary. And as the Dutchman called in the first hour of the show, the players are making too much money. Well, no, the players aren't making too much money. They're getting paid whatever it is that the teams are willing to pay them. So if Kyle Tucker is going to be making $6, $5, $4, $3, $200 million, over the course of 5 to 10 years or whatever, then that's what they're going to be making. Because there's going to be a team out there that is going to be bidding for him. Now, last year he was hurt, King Tuck, but, he came back and he raked in the playoffs, so that's the major reason why Jed Hoyer and the Chicago Cubs went out and traded for him. Simple, easy math right there. And then, as far as, that goes, the guy that you traded him to, the Houston Astros, I'm trying to find this because that just dawned on me right now. Second base, center field. Oh, yeah. Cam Smith. I'm surprised I didn't put 2 and 2 together right there. So while Cam Smith of the now Houston Astros, and probably the main cog of why the Astros traded Kyle Tucker to the Cubs, well, Cam Smith turned into a pretty decent right fielder for the Astros. Because initially he was going to be a third baseman for them. But with that being said, they put him out there in right field, and now they have a cheap, young prospect out there in right field for the Houston Astros. I don't know how it's going to be going forward as far as like the Chicago Cubs and their payroll. Next year, after next year's season, I believe Ian Happ is off the books. I could only hope that, he finds his stroke, because over the course of the last 2 weeks, and aside from that 3-run homer that he hit against the Brewers to keep the Cubs alive, man, he just looked absolutely wretched. See, he comes across as a nice guy. I've listened to his podcast. It's a very good podcast. Gives you like the inside thoughts and the inner workings of his brain and Dakota Meckes as well. So that's awesome. And it's called The Compound Podcast, which you could also find on, the Marquee Network now. It pays to be a professional athlete. Boy, does it pay. I'll dive a little bit deeper into my thoughts about like the press conference later on. Didn't exactly mean to take and become a little too much chatty Cathy here, going over the Gold Glove Awards, but yeah, it happens. It happens. But hey, congratulations to everyone that was nominated for it. I hope you actually win if you deserve it. I hope that the Chicago Cubs come away with at least 3 of them because I know that they deserve it. But anyway, joining me tomorrow will be Bob Mariner, and we're going to be talking some racing here on WRMN 1410 AM, Big Top Sports.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice